So many people don't know I have a hairdressing salon. There is glare on my screen. I just realized it's coming from the lights. I'm not gonna be able to turn that off. Coronavirus. COVID-19. So today is 19th of March. I know people in Wuhan in China have been in quarantine for, I think it's like 60 days now. And China is now saying, oh no, it's all better. Yeah, okay. I know Italy's been in lockdown for, I think it's coming up to 2 weeks. And here in Australia, everyone's freaking out. We're currently not on a proper, sorry, I don't want to say proper, that's not really the right word. We're not really on like a full lockdown as say, but there's a lot of restrictions and it's causing people to panic. As of, last 2 weeks, I started to notice a drop, a lot of talk, people are a bit scared, but nothing much until last week, and that's when the panic stepped in. I mean, the toilet paper thing's been going on for weeks now. People have been not just hoarding, but actually selling. Unfortunately, there are some Chinese companies, not paying tax companies, so that are paying people $1 a roll, to run into the shops and grab all the toilet paper so that way they can ship it, for people that are actually going to pay a premium, a bit like the same people that do it for the baby formula. It wasn't really until so today's Thursday, so not Monday, just gone the Monday before, that's when I noticed a big drop. The parking lot across the road from where I am, so for people that, okay, if you search me up online, I'm not hidden. I have a hairdressing salon called Hair Pronto. I'm across the road from the Morley Galleria, so I can watch and observe and I can see everything that's going on. Parking lot has been half empty most of the day. And Tuesday was, pretty quiet as well. Not too bad. So I don't know. I had on that Monday, the 9th, I'm looking down because I got it written in front of me. I had 21 people come into the salon. And then the Tuesday I had 15 people. The takings for the day were roughly the same, luckily. But yeah, very little. The Wednesday, 12 people. On the 12th, the Thursday, 16 people coming through the door. On the Friday, 13 people. So for a Friday, that usually makes, okay. So I like to point out I'm a really small business. So actually the government doesn't even classify me as a small business. I'm classified as a micro business, because it's myself and one part-time staff member. So for the Friday we made $457, and that's like half of what I'd like to make. Excuse me, I'm coughing. I have a runny nose too. I searched it up. I don't have coronavirus. This Saturday was like the same amount of people walked in the door, but we made $50 less than the day before. Mind you, the Saturday I do always close a bit earlier, but it's usually Saturdays everyone kind of like runs to the shops in the morning. I've noticed what's happening is the supermarkets are absolutely chockers. People are running in and buying supplies because I think people think that they're going to get quarantined because areas like at that time it was just China and Italy, and I think by the end of the week they were Germany, and I know now it's like Spain. I know I think parts Was it Portugal? I might be wrong. I don't know. I just know it's like large parts of Europe. Sorry, I was just watching someone that was watching me through the window. Yeah, people are starting to freak out. So I think what's happening is everyone's rushing to the supermarket and stocking up, and small businesses are suffering. So what's happening is people are spending so much money on toilet paper and food that at the end of the day, I don't blame them. A haircut is not a necessity to survive. What do you do? Unfortunately, I picked a trade that isn't a necessity. Yeah. Yeah, by that weekend there was a lot of stress. Actually, so people been, you can't, okay, if you have a fridge or a freezer and it breaks down, good luck, because you can't buy a fridge or a freezer because everyone's brought all of them, chest freezers, eskies, everything, to stockpile. People are stockpiling meat, people are stockpiling fruit and veg, like kind of more like the frozen veggies. People are stockpiling, long life milk. People are freezing milk, people are freezing bread. They don't know what's going to happen. Monday we were kind of the same as the previous Monday, but I did notice the parking lot to be like relatively empty. I met a person who owns a local supermarket near me. It was quite an interesting conversation. He said, like, even though yes, for him physically, like, business is booming, he knows that later on down the track he's going to suffer. So and then he said that he's struggling to get supplies to keep up with the demand. His supermarket, he makes pasta because he has a lot of Italian customers, and he can't even get flour. Like, what do you do? He said to me that he's going to put money aside because he knows that later on down the track it's going to get quiet, because eventually they've brought everything. They're going to run out of money. They're going to run out of space, and they're not going to buy. The Tuesday, so this was this week, Tuesday the 17th, my salon had the quietest day that I've ever had. I made $204. I did a Sudoku puzzle. There's nothing to do. There's no one around. The 18th. Oh, actually, I want to add the Tuesday was the day that the government put a limit to no more than 100 people in a gathering. So I think the week before it was 500, and they've limited it down to 100. Mind you, the high school elementary has like 2,000 people, so what's the bloody difference? The casinos turned off every second poker machine. Like, that's kind of crazy. So yesterday 100 people. Not this weekend, next weekend my partner's supposed to be holding his 30th birthday, and he's currently umming and ahhing because we haven't even invited 100 people, we haven't even invited 50 people, but he's a bit worried that if too many people rock up, the person who owns the venue could get charged $50,000 for having more than 100 people, which is kind of crazy because yesterday Channel 9 News decided to tell people not to go to the hairdressers. Thanks, mate. I did another Sudoku today. It's quiet. People are freaking out. And because I have a little bit of a sniffle, people are freaking out thinking that I have coronavirus. I haven't been overseas, but working in a field like I do, and I'm in close contact, like literally touching people every day, I don't know. The hairdressing industry, like for hundreds of years, be in the industry that washes their hands like 20 times a day. So we are, pretty clean. We sterilize, everything gets wiped down. But there's all these other little bits and pieces that we never had to think about before. I mean, it's always been known that people chuck your sickie from work. They've got the flu or the cold or tonsillitis, whatever, and then they go to the hairdressing salon to go get their hair done. It's just something that we have learned to deal with, and I think because I've been in the industry for a fair amount of time, I've learned to build up an immune system to it. But this is something different, and no one really knows, because they're saying, okay, if you're young and you're fit, you'll be okay. But that's not really the case, because there are people that are young and fit that have gotten sick. And I think that's what scares people. And then the fact that young people, generally children, tend to be more carriers because they don't seem to get sick, pass it on to their parents, might give it to grandpa. It's worrying. I understand why people freak out. Today, I had the first person contact me saying that she has decided to cancel her appointment because of the coronavirus. This woman is 78 years old. She has a husband that I think he's like 82. They're very old. The husband's not healthy. I know she has had a stroke in the past. And she told me straight out, she's scared. It's sad. What do you do? Sorry. Yeah. The only businesses that I see at the moment that are benefiting are the people that sell toilet paper. Food industries, everything. I'm on a Facebook group that has members from not just Australia, like people in multiple countries. And the big question is, at the moment, if I'm being forced to shut down, or some of them have been forced to shut down by like local governments, are they liable for paying rent? I don't know. I know my landlord's not that great. It was only a few weeks ago I came into my hot water heater leaked and flooded the salon. That was $1,100 out of my pocket. He wasn't going to cover that. I don't know. One woman said that she has 2 salons, and obviously 2 salons in 2 different locations. One landlord said that he was going to waive her rent if she was being forced to close. Currently in Australia, no one's been forced to close. And the other one just said no. So what are we supposed to do? It's been classified as a pandemic, so no insurance company out there will cover. Don't know. I was flicking through TikTok and I came across a video of a grown man who looked to be about 35 years old saying that he'd worked his ass off for the last 7 years building up his business. In the last 10 days, it's just gone to shambles, and I could see he had been crying. It's stressful. What do you do? I'm mentally okay, so don't worry about me, but I reckon the rate will rise. All we can do is keep positive. I think the only nice thing that I've seen is in the areas where people have had to go into quarantine is watching how the environment has gotten better, us humans with our pollution. I work in the hairdressing industry. We're one of the biggest polluters of the planet. All the hair dye that goes down the sink all the time, and the amount of rubbish that never gets recycled because recycling companies will refuse to recycle something. For example, a bottle of shampoo, because it had shampoo in it, even though the bottle is plastic, it won't be recycled. A tube of hair dye obviously is metal. Metal is recyclable. They won't recycle it because it is contaminated. I don't know. What do you do? If anyone else on here has a business that is currently affected by the current situation, can you please let me know what you're doing? what kind of business you have. That's actually something that's quite interesting, because I know certain businesses, you know, are going to go quite quickly, and then others, no. Are you employed, and do you think your job is at risk? Yeah. The Australian government is going to give some some relief. I looked into it, and I think I'm going to be entitled to a $2,000 discount on my BAS. So that's the tax for 3 months. But to be honest with you, like, it's not really gonna help. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna complain. $2,000 is a lot of money, but how far is it really gonna go? And then I live in Western Australia, so Mark McGowan said he's going to give $17,500 to small businesses, and I was like excited. So I looked into it. To classify, you need to have a wage bill, so you need to be paying that much money in wages per year of $1 million. That's not small business. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, because technically a small business is classified as under 50 million nowadays. Yeah. So if you work for a local hairdressing salon, nail bar, all the rest of it, local tuck shop, you know, the kebab shop around the corner that I'm going to next, good luck. If you are, you know, sole trader, so if you have a plumbing business, electrician, you know, contractor, sorry, there's no help, and nobody knows. We've never been in anything like this before. So the Spanish flu was in 1918. The Great Depression started in 1920. It's now currently 2020, and my Prime Minister said, oh, it just happens every 100 years. Oh, it just happens. Alright, I'm going to keep you updated, and I'm going to let you know what happens next.